Welcome, Miho-san. Nice to see you again. Yeah, so by the way, Koi and Pravin, Miho-san is also my friend, a good friend from Japan DX team.
Okay. Good
Yeah,
morning, Miho-san.
Good morning.
and she is also one of the top contributors.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for your translations.
yeah. So I guess it's time, but how about let's wait for like another 3 minutes to see whether somebody will dial in and trying to figure out.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
Miho-san, yes. Actually, I already started the recording, so the recording will be shared with you later. Oh, I see Danny is another my good friends. Hi, Danny.
Hello. Yeah, hi. How are
Nice
you?
to talk to
Yeah,
you in person, finally.
finally, yeah. I catch up with you here. Yeah.
Yeah. So Danny is a very active contributor for Simplified Chinese, but actually he is based in Singapore. And a good
Mm,
news is Danny just joined Microsoft recently. So
I see.
yeah, you
All right.
see, after joining our project, he become Microsoft employees.
Okay.
Thank you,
Good,
Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah,
good morning, Danny.
and good
Yeah, good
morning.
morning.
This
Yeah.
is Koi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
hi.
your username in Transifex, Danny?
My username, I think I bound to my hold on. I think bound to my LinkedIn.
No,
Should
no, no,
be
no. In Transifex, what's your username in Transifex?
I think
let me see.
I think
Let me
his
see.
username is Danny underscore Liu, if I remember correctly.
Danny. Okay, I'm taking a look.
Yeah.
I need to take a look because
Right, because when we log in, we usually put email address.
hold on. Let me see. I think my username is Gen underscore Liu, GNG
Oh,
underscore LIU. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
because I use LinkedIn to log into the
I see.
website.
Okay.
so Praveen and Koi, so should we start?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, so first of all, welcome everybody to join the call. My name is Terry. I'm the regional PM from Microsoft Cloud and Enterprise product group. So this call, we have some of my teammates from Redmond joining the call, so they will support me to answer some questions as well. So, and really appreciate your time to join the call. I know you all are very busy with works and really appreciate all your efforts if you already joined our OSS project already. So really appreciate that. So today we are going to do some quick introduction of the project status, and also the second half of the meeting we will have a more in-depth session about Transifex. So I believe most of you are quite familiar with Transifex already. However, if you are interested to know more about that, you can stay for the second half of the session. However, if you are already like confident with Transifex, you can like drop at the first half of the session. So as you can see from the agenda slide, this slide, in the first 30 minutes, as I mentioned, we are going to provide an overview of the program overall. Then we will provide you some deeper information on the active projects, and then we will ask you for some of your feedbacks. You see, yeah, there is like a feedback sessions regarding how do we improve the communication, the cadence, and even the future topics. Of course, we have a dedicated Q&A section. But I personally think, if during the during any time of the presentation, if you have any questions, please feel free to like ask. Don't feel shy. So then we will try to give you an answer. However, if you don't have any like chance to ask, we have a dedicated session Q&A. So that's the first part, and the second part of the meeting is a workshop, as I mentioned, and the main tool we use for uh, uh, community translation, which is called Transifex, and my teammate Coy will do the presentation. So so let's give you a very, very, very overview of and the reason of we run this project. So the projects we are going to talk about here are all and fully open source. So because sometimes I remember some of the people ask me, why Microsoft open it to public to localize? Why don't you just localize by yourself? But here we are talking about open source project, and it is exactly as the code which is open for the community contribute. And now we are also open the localization strings, the user interface string for community to localize as well. So for the benefit of the end users of those products, especially those who are not as familiar to English as we are, so providing translations directly into the source repo is not very easy. So we have decided to make this easier and adopt a specialized tool to do that. It is called Transifex. So just in case, some of you, if not so familiar, later we will show you the Transifex interface. And this tool is very convenient in that it can manage the crowdsource localization, and basically it enables the community to decide which is the best translation. This is done through voting, and you can also make your own suggestion as well. So to start the Transifex actually is quite easy. You just need set up an account, or you can even use your own existing GitHub account or LinkedIn account or Google account. So it's quite easy. And again, so as what I say, later my teammates will done like a workshop for this. So far so good. Do you have any questions? So if there is no questions, I will move to the next slide.
Question.
Yeah, sure.
Transifex has federated authentication as well. Is it integrated with Microsoft?
Actually, I believe the Transifex, the authentication, the login account is like separate from Microsoft account. So you can set up your own GitHub account and use your GitHub account to log into Transifex. Or if you have a LinkedIn account or Google account, you can. Actually, it's just totally separate from Microsoft.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks. So, so the next slide, we are talking more details about our wiki page. So actually, I think showing the slide is quite boring. So let me show you like website. Yeah. You can see here there is like a website called GitHub Localization Wiki. So actually we put all the news regarding our open source projects here. So if you come to this wiki, you can see all the updates here. So sorry, I saw some. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So here you can see we are currently having 3 products released to the community for localization. So you can see in the general page, we have the news and event updates. For example, today we have the community conference course, so it's shown here. So the news are all here. Also, we have some interview with some of our top contributors. So they share their experience here. So we have the videos here, and also we show the stars of the months. So now here we only show the top 3. However, there is like a full list of the contributors. So if you click here, so it will lead you to let me see. Yeah, lead you to like Power BI slide. You can see all the contributors' name here, and we have the calculation of the word count. So yeah, so you may find your name here. So that's the wiki page, but before I showing, you see at the end of the page we have a couple of social medias. So actually we also try to like broadcast or try to like introduce or share this information through all the various channels, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all those. So if you are interested in any of them, you are welcome to join any of these channels. Of course, we also doing some updates, the news updates through Transifex tools. There is like a announcement session there. So beside this, actually, if you go to the right rail, you can see there are like some active projects. So actually it's just like the detail of each of these 3 projects information. So for example, if you are more interested in SQL tools on Linux, so you can just go in, and there are some news in particular for these SQL tools on Linux and how to contribute and some tips. So this is the page we are trying to like share with most of the information here. So you are welcome to come to this wiki page regularly. So yeah, so this is the wiki page part. So, and just in case, because just now I show you there are like a couple of channels we are trying to share the information with you. But if you have any like, if you think there is like a missing channels and you suggest we should build up other channels to share with communities in other part of the world, please feel free to let us know anytime. So we will try to like dedicate our resource and try to reach out to the rest of the world of the communities. So yeah, so the next is our like current status and achievement. So this is like basically an overview and the status update of our like current 3 projects. So just want to share with you and really want to say thanks to all of your contributions for all the 3 projects. So far for SQL tools on Linux, it is, yeah, by the way, I should introduce a bit about this product. So this is actually sometimes people are referring this project as VS Code SQL Server extensions, and it is a cross-platform open source extension for developing Microsoft SQL Server, Azure SQL Database, and SQL Data Warehouse everywhere with a rich set of functionalities. So yeah, but in the past we only have the English edition, but now because we open to the community, so now we have the chance to localize into 10 language, and actually we just have the localized version GA stands for General Availability in early May. So in early May, we already have 10 localized language, including Japanese, Korean, Chinese Simplified, Chinese Traditional, French, German, Italian, Brazilian, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish. So yeah, it's all your effort, and it's really like help the end users, especially those who are not so familiar with English user interface. So really appreciate these great achievements. So that with your contribution, we are able to like deliver the localization version in 3 months. And this project Actually, the 10 language just now I mentioned also align with our current SQL Server language set. So it's just a perfect match. So, and talking about the future about this SQL project, and after the GA, so our team plan to have this have some bug fix and new features updates roughly at around every 4 to 8 weeks, so that our project, our localization project, will also like follow the cadence, like every 4 to 8 weeks for like SQL tools on Linux. So the next release schedule is planned on July 13th. So we still have exactly around 1 month. So if you do the contribution now, so then at mid of July, you may be able to see your contribute works in the latest localized edition of the software. So that's the SQL on Linux part. And also, I just want to share with you some fact of the project. So actually, for this project, we have two parts. One part is SQL Tools API service, and another part is VS Code SQL Server extension. So these two parts are under SQL Tools on Linux projects. So each of these parts consists, the first part, the SQL Tools API service. Actually, the source words contains 1.59K, so it's like 1,590 words, and the source string is 416 strings. So, and there are already have like more than 100 of the community members contribute to this project. On the other hand, for the Visual Studio Code SQL Server extension, we have the source words have 451 words. It's relatively less, and the source string is only 91, and we also have like 100 plus of the community member contribute to this project. So this is the SQL Tools on Linux part. So anybody have any questions regarding this product before I move on to showing you or telling you the status of Team Explorer Everywhere and Visual Studio Code? Okay, so feel free to raise question anytime or after the session, so we will like give you more details of the information. So the next I want to tell you is regarding Team Explorer Everywhere. So this is like a more unique product. So actually Team Explorer Everywhere is the official and open source TFS plugin for Eclipse, Java Eclipse from Microsoft. So it works on the operating system of your choice. So with Eclipse-based IDE and help you to collaborate across your development teams using Team Foundation Server or Visual Studio Team Services. So I guess some of you have already used that before, but if you are not familiar, maybe next time you can try to use it. So actually, with the help of the community, we already released 6 localized editions for this product. So the 6 languages are traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, Japanese, Brazilian Portuguese, French, and German. So now we only have 6 languages. However, we are trying to extend it to another 3 languages, including Korean, Russian, and Spanish. So if you are if you know any people who are good at this language skill and interest in that, you are welcome to invite them to join our project for these 3 language. However, for the existing language, for example, if you are from Japan, you are familiar with Japanese or Chinese or French, German, or even Portuguese, you are welcome to continue to join, because this is the ongoing effort. So So we can, with your participation, we can improve the existing translation of the user interface. So just briefly, as what I have shown you for SQL tools on Linux, for this project, the status is the source words is 36.84K. So actually is wow, it's a lot. So there are a lot of words, but the collaborator so far is only like 64 people. So actually we are like having like 64 people contribute to so many words. So welcome to join this project if you know any people are interested. So before I go to Visual Studio Code, if you have any question, please feel free to let me know regarding TEE, Team Explorer Everywhere. So the next things I want to show you is regarding Visual Studio Code, and I believe this is a very popular tool, and many of you have already used it before, but I still want to share with you some of the project status and the information. So Visual Studio Code has been the most active open source project in GitHub according to last year's statistics. So actually it is a very, very popular product, but it's only for the source code part. And for this year, we open it for even the localization, the user interface translation. So it usually has hundreds of commits from community members every week, and it is very active, and it has a very, very huge installation base. So far there are around 1.3 million of users of these popular products. So because it is so popular, we want to make sure that everyone who needs to use it can do so. So including those with some language barrier, like not so familiar with English, but we still want to share with them with this good product. So even if they are not fluent in English. So, and while we are enable that, we would also like to build a strong international community of contributors. So with respect to translations. So Visual Studio Code has a monthly release cadence. So actually so that means every month we will have a new updates. So the release schedule actually is published in the Visual Studio Code GitHub page, and usually they lock down the code at end of every month. So when I talk about like a monthly release, so to be more exact, is like it will lock down at the end of every month and then stabilize and release during the first week of every month. So every first week of every month, you may see the new updates, new release. So some of the fact of this project, so it have actually 3,500 strings, and actually it's around, yeah, and also have more than 200 community members, and now we have more than 20 active community members contribute to this every month. And now we actually enable this project to multiple language, which have like 18 language. So it has many more language than other product. And actually we sometimes receive some requests from some other community members and to ask us or to prompt us to have a new language support for this product. So of course we will have certain criteria. So later we can talk more about that as well. So every month we will have some new strings, like 200 or 300 new strings coming. So it's based on our like last month's statistic. So with the contribution of the community localization team, we have successfully released the VS Code localized edition in past 2 months. So actually we have the release in April and May for each. We have each edition. So already two releases, and more language are getting good translation coverage. Currently are only built in the daily insider build for QA purpose, but eventually we will integrate then into official release. So there are some special edition like Turkish and Hungarian. So in the past we don't have then, but now we have. And actually we also have Brazilian Portuguese now, so it's all good trend. So we really appreciate your help, and feel free to attract more people to join this project. So this is the status of Visual Studio Code. So let me show you the next slide, and the next slide is regarding my ask. But before I ask you, do you have any questions so far? All right. So if there is no question at this moment, so I have a little question, and maybe you can like brainstorm a bit and feel free to let me know now or later. So because we just start this localization model with community, so we want to improve our process, especially for the communication. So for communication, we can have like one-on-one communication, or we can have one-to-many communication. We can even have like a group communication. So feel free to let me know if you what is the best way you think best meet your needs, or even you think in general which is more beneficial to the public, and you think what is your preferred communication. You can let us know. We can like communicate through I believe like for Danny, I communicate with him through emails, through Transifex email message. So that's why I get to know with him. But sometimes some people
Yes.
yeah, thank you. So actually this project not only make Microsoft product improve, but also make me make more new friends. And also we have communication like through social channels, Twitters. But I know sometimes some people prefer message than the channels, the social media, so Facebook. So if you have any suggestion or preference regarding our communication model, feel free to let us know. And also regarding the cadence, because we also want to try to allocate our resource, whether we should make an update like a bi-weekly cadence or monthly week cadence or whatever. So feel free to let us know if you have any suggestions. And also, because this is our first time to do this course and the meetings, so we are also very interested to know what are the topics you are more interested to listen in the future, because we plan to have this course in the future as well. And if you are very interested to interact directly with our Microsoft core product group engineering teams, we can also invite them to this course in the future. So feel free to let us know. And if you have any particular person or particular product or particular technology in your mind and you want to know more details, feel free to let us know. So this is the chance for you to let us know. And also there is an email code. I hope you can see these words, msceintl@microsoft.com. So you can contact us through this email, or if you know me already, you can of course email me directly. So then we will try to handle all your feedback and in a timely manner. So any questions?
Hello, Terry.
Hi.
So I think I have several points to share or to discuss.
Okay.
So for the first one, in terms of communication, I think for different ranging, they may use different tools or different apps to communicate.
Yeah.
For example, as far as I know, because I'm contribute to the traditional Chinese and more Chinese bases.
Yeah.
So I understand most of the person are using the WeChat.
Yeah.
Or even Singapore, like WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I think WeChat, there was one called public account. I saw some of the Microsoft official account already in the WeChat.
Yeah.
So I think that's a quite a good choice or good channel to attract people or to bring the information to more broad of the audience to know about this project and to make an announcement or whatever.
Yeah.
I think maybe the one can consider.
Yes, Danny, you have raised a very good suggestion. Actually, when just now when we showing some like social media, so actually we are considering because there is no single social media can be applicable to all to the worldwide because some areas, some countries or some markets prefer, like for example, as you say, for Chinese speakers, they prefer to use WeChat, and some like some other regions they use Twitters or Facebook. So it's like we will do like we will dedicate resources to multiple communities to support based on different regions' needs. So yeah, that's a good suggestion, Danny.
Yeah, I think that's localized for the communication approach.
Yes.
Communication
We are
methods,
not only localized for software, we also localize for the communication channels.
Yeah, the way how we communicate.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think another point is regarding the translate. I noticed when I translate some of the string or some of the words, for few items I really don't understand what's the context.
Yeah.
Because you just say these words. I don't know. Okay, what kind of the situation? Because for some of the words, you may have the different perception or different understanding for the same word or for the same statement.
Yeah.
So if we can have some, I'm not sure whether the screenshot or anything can help us to understand more.
Yeah.
So I think we can provide more accurate translate.
Yes, Danny, you raise a very valid and very reasonable point, and actually I also received this as a couple of times before. So let me see whether I have any. Because I know we are talking about that, and probably in Transifex resource we can add this, but I need to like let our software PM here. So Daniel or Kevin or Coy, do you have any like any suggestion or feedback regarding this point, the screenshot? Because I know when I do the translation by myself, sometimes I also find this sentence, because in different contexts we can translate in different ways. So it may be good to have some kind of like background information or like screenshot would be good. But you can explain more.
It's a good suggestion, but to implement that is quite difficult. So first, we need to get on a screenshot of. I'm only in VS Code. So first, we need to get on the screenshot. Then we need to link the string from screenshot to a Transifex record. So I think it's still in the backlog of effort.
I can comment on the communication, Danny. If you have, by the way, this is Coy. If you have issues like that, you need to more context. So you can open an issue, which I'm going to show in Transifex later. You raise it as an issue in Transifex, or create open an issue in GitHub. Then so make it visible to us so we can respond properly to you. And then once we have the screenshot, we will should be able to add it into Transifex and then link it to the string that you have questioned about.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach. So which means we don't provide everything for every stream. We just focus on those items which is not clear or which
Right.
need to further
Right.
clarification. Yeah, I think that will be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Daniel Ye. So by the way, Daniel is our PM program manager for Visual Studio Code, and thank you also very much for Koi's updates. So basically, we will like put this improvement in the backlog. On the other hand, for the workaround solutions, as Koi suggests, you can issue true transifex incidents. Then we can like try to like case by case and give you some more context for that. So any more questions, Danny?
I think no more from my
Okay.
side. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your valuable input. So anybody else have any questions? Feel free to let us know. So otherwise, I will let you to like brainstorm a bit. Then we can discuss, or if you have any question, you can raise at the end of the session. So then I will pass it to Koi, my good friends from Redmond, to do the demo and workshop of the Transifex. So Koi,
Okay. Thank you, Terry.
yeah,
Hi, my name is Khoi Pham. I'm one of the team members supporting the Microsoft open source localization. So let me share my desktop. Terry, I'm requesting for control.
okay.
Okay, so now.
So should I stop sharing?
Yep.
No, I stop sharing.
Please. It's loading. Can you see my desktop?
Not yet.
Loading.
Yes, loading. Okay.
Oh, I can see.
Yeah, it's from Redmond, so it's a bit far. Okay, I can see it clearly now.
Okay.
Thanks.
So good. So thank you for joining the conference call. So I'm going to give basic feature in Transifex, and since we don't have a lot of time, later on, if you have any question, feel free to send me email or send to. I will give the contact that you can email to or contact us through Transifex. So if you are new to Transifex, you go to transifex.com, and then you can request for an account by clicking try for free, and it's not connected to Microsoft ComNet. You can use any email, your email, and then request for an account in Transifex. It's pretty fast, and they give you an account right away. All you need is just one to confirm your email address, and then you're good to go. So once you're in Transifex, to be able to join Microsoft project, you go to transifex.com Microsoft -OSS and public, and we have the list of the projects available from Microsoft. So here is we have a 7 project listed here, but actually we have three products: SQL tools on Linux, Team Explorer everywhere, and then VS Code. You can click. So for SQL tool on Linux, you can click one of those 2 projects, and then click Join Team, and then select the language you want to join, and then click join. So and then you will automatically approve to join the project. So we at the beginning we set it it requires us to approve, but now you as soon as you join, the system automatically accept your request. So once you join Microsoft, how do you translate a project? So let me open it again. So this is the list of so you can see a list of the project you join on the left bar. So if let's say you join VS Code editor and you want to translate that, select the project here, and then click on languages, and select the language. For example, if you plan to translate French, then click on French, and click translate. And then in here you can select each file, or you can select all files. So and here for this demo, I click all file. So then the web editor is built into Transifex, so you can provide the translation, which come to the next slide. That so how there are many options to provide the translation. So you can let me find. Sorry, I'll find the language that has some translation. It requires from some translation. Let's select Dutch. Okay, so Dutch, as you can see here, have some string need to translate. So so one of the options is to provide the brand new the initial translation. Then you click suggest translation, and then start providing the translation here, and you can click save it. I'm not going to click save because this is a live project. So and so that's one of the options to provide the translation. The second option is you don't have to translate from scratch. You can leverage the machine translation by clicking the machine translation here. So and so it gives the machine translation, and you find some translation. If you need to don't agree with machine translation, modify this edit any word, any text in the machine translation, and then you click save, and then it becomes your own translation. The third option is to vote for someone else's translation. Let me clear this one. The third option is I'm trying to find the string that has. Okay, so okay, this is a good example. So one of the contributors already provide initial translation, and then it needs votes. I'm sorry, I need to get back the I'm going to explain about the votes. So for all Microsoft project, the way we set it up, that each final translation requires at least 2 votes. So your initial translation consider as 1 vote, and you need the second vote to so it become the translation. For example, here I click vote, and then you can see it the translation show up in the target string. I will unvote this because I don't know Dutch. So you can the third option is to vote on someone else's translation. So you can click on this one, and you disagree like I and you change your mind like I did earlier. You can unvote yourself. So the fourth option is leverage the fuzzy matching. Let me try to find a string that has. Okay, this is a good one. So as you can see that we have Microsoft has extensive translation from other projects, and we upload it into Transifex. So as the translation memory. So if the system finds similar strings to this source, then it provides the fuzzy matching translation. So as you can see here, that we have you have 72 72% match, because the source string of this one is warn, and then the string that we want is warning. So let's assume that we don't have the 100% match here. Then you like to use this translation, you click on this one, and then you can edit that. In this case, you can edit like this, and then you click save, and it will become your initial translation. Do you have any question before I move to the next feature? Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I mentioned to Danny to open the issue. So if you are not clear about the context of, for example, this string, you can click comment and add a comment, and then type or where, for example, where does this string show up in the product? I'll just ask a dumb question, and then you can click add issues. By doing this one, it will be visible to the project owner that there's an issue, and then we will try our best to address the issue as soon as we can. And another feature I want to talk here is the concordance. So basically, this feature is you can search for the translation in the product. For example, you want to see the translation of property. You can click search, and it will search in the system and find all the string containing the string property. And then you can use that. You might be able to use the translation for the new string here. The next one I would like to talk to you is how to communicate to Microsoft. So to communicate to Microsoft, you can either email us, like Terry mentioned earlier. You can email msceintel@microsoft.com, or you can communicate to us via Transifex by clicking the icon at the right top corner, and then select messages. Leave, okay. And then you can compose, and then you can send a message to us. So to all of us, you can use Microsoft L10N. That's the account for all of us here. Or you can see the list of sorry. So remember the public page, it lists out the list of our admin for Microsoft community projects. Then you can email, you can use one of these, and this is my my account in Transifex. You can email send one of us a message using the account here. So the next one is would like to talk is what happened after your translation. So as I mentioned that we set up the way we set up in Transifex that each translation requires 2 votes. So if the same string if a string has the same number of votes, the last one will win. So if you have 2 votes and your translation already final, and someone else suggests a translation and also got to vote, and that person did after you, then the translation of that person will become the final translation in the target string. So the only way you can win back your translation is to have more votes. So in Transifex for your translation. And then, so once your translation or anybody's have the translation in the target string twice a week for it depends on the project. For VS Code, twice a week that we pull the string from Transifex and make a pull request into GitHub, and then a day or a couple of days later, you will see the translation in the build, and I believe it available in GitHub, right, Daniel? So that's for for the ongoing, and then we will have the released one for on monthly basis. That's the official build. The last topic I would like to share is the request language. So in Transifex, you can request a new language. Let's see, if you speak Hindi and you like Hindi for VS Code, you can, let me go back. So there are two ways you request a new language. At the beginning, when you join, so let me go here. At Microsoft Public. So at the beginning, when you look for Microsoft Project and then you want to join, let's see, VS Code, and then you join team, you can request for you can either select the new language here, or oops. I feel bad because the menu has changed.
You need to select
here,
a
request
language.
perform. Be joined.
You need to select a language, I think.
Can find, please perform a request language action before joining it. Oh, go to click Microsoft Project. Oh, sorry. The request language is here. So you click like the request language, and then you can select your language is here. If you don't find a language, you can email us. Then we can ask Transifex to enable a new language. But I believe that the list of they have intensive list of languages, so it should be you should be able to find the language that, for example, I mentioned earlier, Hindi. You can go here and send a request. So when you request a new language, it doesn't we don't automatically approve the new language. There's two we have to talk. So when there's a request of new language, first we need at least 3 requests to consider a new language. So and once there's at least three requests for a new language, we will triage the language with our core team, with our development team, and then once everybody agree with the language, then you will see the new language enabled in for the project in Transifex. Oh, I forgot to mention that. So I said that there are 2 ways to request a language. The first one is before you join the project, and you click request here. So if you already joined the project and you want to request a new language, here, so then you can select the language in the left bar, and then click languages. And then you can request a new language here. And then you can request a new language. It's the same way that we will. The new language also go through the need 3 requests, and then go through the triage before the new language is show up in Transifex.
Koi, I want to add here, clarify something here about the language request. So what Koi demoed is about how to request the language in Transifex. For process management and the tracking purpose, we actually create a request in GitHub project. Koi, can you go to the project site of a localization wiki?
Okay.
I have link there of each language of VS Code request. Is click wiki page, yes. So in the right side is team page, yes. Click this. So go to the bottom of this page.
Okay. New request.
Yeah, so basically Terry asked us to basically follow up on Indonesia. So click the request link. It will bring you to the VS Code issue tracker. So basically we have 3 vote here. Then we basically discuss with core team about if they are okay with that, then we enable the language in TransifX. Then later we will use same issue to track, enable in the insider build and the official build. That's all I want to add. Thank you. Yeah.
And thank you, Daniel. And once we have the new language, once we enable a new language, you will find the new languages here, the new language here. So and then it's for example, Daniel just mentioned the Indonesia requested by community. So and you can see here is Indonesian has been enabled, and so far we already have 492 string translated out and only 186 string left to translate for this component editor. Okay, so that's all I have for Transifex. Do you have any
I have
questions?
a question on languages.
Right.
What is the mechanism that we follow to maybe poll the community if they would want their favorite editor like VS Code in their language? Is there some kind of a poll or some mechanism that we have talking to the community? For example, what we have, and I'm new to the entire concept and Transifex, so I'm talking from a fresh perspective. It's okay to be a contributor to one of the languages, but let's say I speak 2 other languages, for example, Hindi and Marathi, but I really don't know if the community would want the VS Code editor in that language. So do we do like a poll or some kind of social media outreach to get that data to select a language or have more contributors into the system? What kind of mechanism do we have?
What we have currently, basically, we broadcast this community localization effort through the product channel. For example, the Twitter in VS Code, basically for VS Code, they have like thousands of followers. So this is the broadest channel we can reach out for now.
So do we have historical data on asking a question like, would you want one to have Visual Studio Code on, let's say, Hindi, or historical data which has some kind of poll results on how many community guys would really want it and how many are ready to contribute? Do we have the data?
No, so far we haven't done such a survey for each language.
Okay.
The mechanism, basically, we broadcast an effort and ask. It's more like about from contributor perspective, if there are enough interest to contribute, then we will basically enable.
Yeah.
I think we have an assumption that like localized UI always good for local customer.
Yeah. By the way, Parag, this is Terry. So just want to add on to Daniel's comment. So actually, although we don't have that, but we have like as what Daniel have mentioned just now, we do calculate how many people request the same language. So for example, if one person request to have Hindi support for Visual Studio Code, then we will not enable it, but we will accumulate. If there are another 2 person make the same request to have Hindi, then we will start to thinking about open it for public to translate. So at least we
Okay.
know there are like 3 people, not just 1 people randomly ask. So I think
Right.
yeah, so we can adjust the threshold value. So we accumulate this number and we monitor this request.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. I think that's good.
Yeah, thank you so
And
much.
yeah.
So any more questions? Okay, so Koi, do you have any more questions? Or
No,
any
I don't. But as I said that if you have any more question, feel free to email us or send us a message through Transifex.
Yeah. So then I think we are on time. So I think then that's call off for the meeting, and just want to say thanks to everybody's attendance, and feel free to like raise any questions offline to us, like to Koi, to me, to anybody else. We will glad to help you. And thank you so much for our guest from Redmond to join the call as well. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Terry. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.